Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are finally caving and going back to the channel roots. We are heading out to the Scottish Antique Centre, which is one of the largest antique centres in Scotland, and we're going to pick up some nice shiny numismatics. I've gave it 6 months. Focused mainly on bullion, but I just need to scratch that itch. So join me on my adventure as we see what we can pick up. Currently at the service station here, I am filling up the car. We are fueling up in other ways. We have got a nice big latte, and now stay tuned and I'll catch you in a bit. So guys, we've finally made it. We are currently at the Scottish Antiques and Arts Centre. First impressions is wow, it's quite big. We'll see what today brings. So a wee bit of background here. This is located just outside of a village called Doune. It's open 7 days a week from 10 till 5. So stay tuned and let's go and explore, see if we can pick up some nice bits of shiny.
So walking in here, you're just met with a complete and utter sensory overload. The way this place works is antique dealers or anyone can rent a space or a cabinet and have this centre sell their wares. Walking in, again, when you've got something in mind, there's too much shiny to actually process at one time. I'm actually seeing things that I missed when I'm reviewing this footage back, but you see there's cabinets upon cabinets of stuff here, and reviewing this footage back, I'm seeing things that I probably could have picked up, but that's the kind of love of this place. It's an Aladdin's cave of just everything. This cabinet here drew my attention. In particular, I am in the market for a nice sterling silver pocket watch. I love pocket watches, and I've just got a love for them. I didn't see any that was willing to pull the trigger today, but I think there'll be future visits. This cabinet here, again, I spent most of my time eyeing up this guy's stuff because it really was in my wheelhouse. You'll see here there's a nice little silver sovereign case used back in the day for holding sovereigns. Also got some Vesta pouches or Vesta cases that, sterling silver. Another thing I kept seeing is these antique keys. Apparently this is a thing. Who knew? But the more and more I look at them, the more I think, oh, they're quite nice. This is the first cabinet I came across with some numismatic stuffs. Might be a wee foreshadow for later pickups, but we'll see. I thought some of these were reasonably priced, some of them were a wee bit overpriced, but that's the kind of love of this. Sometimes you can find bargains. There was one thing here I never saw before, is this Nuremberg jetting. Don't know what this is, but I'll need to certainly research that in the future. Moving on, you can see there's another area where one dealer does primarily Militaria, and it's just, an overload. I could spend hours looking at some of this guy's stuff. There's obviously some vintage practice grenades, which I wouldn't trust myself with. I'd post that out to somebody and end up on a watch list. But you can see here there's some trench art as well, which I always find fascinating. Coming across these, you're onto a winner when you find one of these cabinets at an antique show, because they're always filled with goodies. Unfortunately, let's just say there was another woman in the area who was kind of pestering me to move on. I never got a good look at this, but I'll certainly have to come back up here and have a look. I did notice when I was reviewing this that in the top right hand corner of this display case there is some pens, which, if you know, I collect fountain pens. I'm a great lover of old things. I almost think I was born in the wrong century. But moving on, we can see other things here, some pottery, some vases, etc. Not something which I'm in the market for, but you never know what you can come across. Something might tickle your fancy. And again, you can see here that the shop names are above the certain stalls, if you're in the market. And I stop here because I see some more numismatic stuff, some pre-decimal coinage, but it was a wee bit overpriced for my liking. headed in here because I was looking for cutlery. Again, you have to be a member of Stacker Social and be a member of a certain type of group on there to understand why. One thing I did notice is I came across this seller here, and I did notice this Jubilee shilling here that was going for about £20. It was a brooch, so I immediately skipped that. I'm not a fan of turning numismatic stuff into jewellery, but what you'll notice here is there was a lot of gold, fake gold, shall we say, bars for sale, which instantly negated my trust in buying anything from this cabinet. I think it just cheapens the whole thing. I mean, if you're selling these at an antique shop, you just lose all credibility from my point of view. More on the point is you're actually selling Pokemon cards as well. That's when you know that's a red flag for me. Obviously, we head back over and we have another wee mooch at this sterling silver sovereign case, but we're eyeing up, and obviously we've got the silver plated. I'm not a fan of silver plated stuff, I have to admit. But we're also eyeing up the Vesta cases, which are matchbox holders, usually silver or silver plated. This area here took my fancy right away. I am a big geek, and as I was walking past, I noticed this, a big stack of comics, which I collect. And as I'm walking past here, I see Action Comics, and I nearly die because I thought it was one of the original Superman. I would have dove all over that, but not today, I'm afraid. Moving on, we've got some vinyl here. I did spend some time looking through that. I do have a vinyl player. And, another thing that caught my attention was vintage cameras. Some of you might know I do photography on what little spare time I have. I've got a million hobbies as it is, but I love the history of photography. In particular, I love these old style cameras. And moving on, we come across these vintage, packaging almost, things, groceries, everything back in the day used to come in tins, and they're built to last. I mean, everything from Linctus, pastels, mustard. I wish I spent more time looking through this. I probably would have picked up a few bits. And for you guys out there who are doing the Poucho challenge, if you know, you know. What about this for a Poucho? A crocodile foot purse. £98 was a wee bit more expensive for a gag, that I was looking for. I came across this, and I'm actually got it. I forgot to go back for it, but it's a 1935 silver crown for £30. Who can argue with that price? Moving on further down, we come across this antique dealer stall here. A lot of French items, which drew my attention. The French really did things in style back in the day. Looking closer into this cabinet, you can see that there is a which looks like a grouse's foot with silver plating on it. £31, I think it was okay. The thing that drew my attention was this antique Monsieur pouch, which I assume was a gentleman's pouch. Moving on, we have got a typewriter. If you've received any mail from me, I did find this quite funny. If you've received any mail from me in the past, you'll know I love a typewriter. I'll type up a letter on it and send it out to you. And you can see me here wandering aimlessly, trying to figure out where to go next, because again, it's a sensory overload.
So guys, that is us being round that centre. I got as much footage as I could get away with. Oh my god, what a sensory overload. If you're in the area, check this place out. It is like an Aladdin's cave of absolute delight. We managed to pick up some stuff, which I will showcase very soon. I spent more than I wanted to, but I saw a couple of things that I've been eyeing up for a while, and it was fate.
So guys, welcome back, and let's take a wee look at what we managed to get. I say I didn't pick up many pieces on this trip, but we did go a wee bit over our budget. So here's the first thing. a Scottish Charles II silver Merk from 1670. I saw this and I could not resist. I will hide the price just now, but I'll show you some close-ups of it. So on the front here, we've got the bust of Charles II with Thistle below him, Carlos II de Grey, or Charles II by the grace of God. Okay condition for the front there, some very significant scratches, but all in all in good quality. On the back, we've got Magbri Fra et Hib Rex at 1669, indicating that it's the King of Great Britain, France and Ireland, and obviously the date. Now you're probably wondering how much I paid for this. Well, let's do the review. There it is. I ain't saying it out loud because the wife will hear me. Little bit more on this coin. It is a silver coin. It weighs about 6.8 grams, 25mm across, and it is milled. It falls under the pound Scot category, which was the currency used in Scotland up until the Act of the Union in 1707, where we switched over to the rest of the UK currency. Moving swiftly on, we've got this nice velvet black bag. On to the next item. And some of you might recognise one of these. Shout out to Backyard Bullion and Chards for letting me know that these actually exist. But this is a sterling silver sovereign case. Now, back in the day, sovereigns were legal tender. They were used as money up until 1914 with the outbreak of World War One. Now, back in the day, you wouldn't carry your sovereigns around in your pocket like a peasant. You would carry it around like a gentleman.
You're no match for me, peasant! Oh, aren't I? Peasant.
Usually, these were attached to the other end of a albert or a watch fob, and typically hold between 5 and 10 sovereigns, depending on style. Now let's grab one of my sovereigns here. If you're interested, this is one of my Edwardian sovereigns from 1914. And we will see if we can slot it into this without destroying the sovereign. So there is a spring load here and it just slides in as such. Pretty cool. I actually might do a fill the tube challenge next year using this. Wonder how many sovereigns I could fit in here. Might be interesting. Who knows? Stay tuned, we'll find out. Having a closer look here, we can see that the ring and top of the case, or the pommel, is hallmarked. Very difficult with my old eyes to see. Opening up the case, you can have a wee closer look here at the mechanism. It almost resembles a pocket watch from back in the day, which incidentally, if you look at the mint marks here, now I reached out to my good friend Silverpunk. He used to be an antique dealer to try and decipher these marks. So looking closer here, the lion mark there is an indicator that this is sterling silver. Moving on, the A in that particular font indicates that this was made in 1896 in London. Now we can see the maker's mark there, JW, which would make the maker Joseph Walton a prominent watchmaker from back in the day. So guys, as I say, just a couple of pickups. You know, I did blow my budget on these two items alone. What do you think? Anything take your fancy? I definitely went full hog with the numismatics this time. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these videos. And until next time guys, look after yourself and peace.